In a world that moves faster every day, we often lose the ability to embrace silence. But what if the moments we choose to remain silent are just as powerful as the ones when we choose to speak? Have you ever found yourself stuck in endless, frustrating arguments with family or friends? The air becomes so tense you could cut it with a knife, and every word just adds fuel to the fire. These moments not only affect our relationships, but also our mental health. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us that true control doesn't come from what we say, but from what we don't say. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, once said, quote, "It's better to trip with your feet than with your tongue," end quote. Stoicism shows us that silence is often more powerful than words. But when is the right time to remain silent? In this video, I'll share 9 situations where silence isn't just wise, it can be life-changing. Stick around until the end, and you'll learn how to stay calm in any moment. Welcome to Stealth Stoicism. Through my own experiences, I've learned that silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's an active practice of control and wisdom. It wasn't always easy, but it changed my life. Today, I want to help you transform yours to make it calmer, more controlled, and more powerful. If you're ready, stick around until the end. By the time this video is over, you'll have mastered the art of silence like a true Stoic. Number 1. When you're angry. Anger can be overwhelming, and in those moments, it feels like you just have to react. Have you ever been in a situation where you're so mad you can feel your heart racing? Maybe someone cut you off in traffic or said something hurtful, and your first instinct was to snap back? That's a natural response, but it's often not the best one. Anger clouds our judgment. But what if, instead of reacting right away, you took a moment to pause and breathe? This simple act of silence allows the anger to pass, like a storm that eventually clears. The next time you feel that surge of emotion, try taking a step back. You'll notice that after a few moments, you can think more clearly and respond with more control. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It's actually a powerful tool for clarity and self-control. Number 2. When someone provokes you. Have you ever been in a situation where someone tried to provoke you? Maybe at work or even with a friend. It's frustrating when someone tries to get under your skin just to start an argument. Your first instinct might be to defend yourself, right? To show them that you're not going to let them get away with it. But responding to provocation only feeds into it. The key is to remain calm and composed. Think about this. When you're provoked and you don't respond, you take away their power. They're trying to trigger an emotional reaction, and by staying silent, you deny them that. This silence can leave them feeling frustrated while you maintain your calm. Next time someone tries to provoke you, take a deep breath and choose silence. You'll feel in control, and their words will lose their impact. Let him or her know non-verbally that you are not getting involved in the game by not using words and conveying the message through your posture or silence. Number 3. When you don't have all the information. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel like you need to make decisions quickly, whether it's at work, in your personal life, or even when you're trying to solve a problem. The pressure to act fast is real. But sometimes, rushing to a conclusion without having all the facts can lead to poor decisions. Have you ever made a snap judgment and later wished you had taken more time? That's where silence comes in. Instead of reacting immediately, silence gives you the time to gather all the information and see the bigger picture. When you're unsure, taking a step back to reflect can help you make a more informed and thoughtful decision. Remember, in situations where you don't have all the facts, silence can give you the space you need to make the best choice, not the quickest. Leave me a subscription, activate the bell at the bottom right, and write me an algorithm comment. Thank you very much. Number 4. When emotions are overwhelming. We've all experienced moments when emotions run high. Maybe you've been in a heated argument, or something happened that really upset you. In those situations, it's easy to feel like you need to express yourself immediately. But when emotions are overwhelming, it's often better to hold off on speaking. Why? Because in the heat of the moment, we might say things we don't truly mean. Silence gives you the time to process your emotions, to understand what you're feeling, and to think about how best to respond. Instead of saying something impulsive, take a moment to sit with your feelings. You might realize that once the intensity of the emotion fades, your response will be much calmer and more thoughtful. Number 5. When you're in conflict. Conflict is a part of life. Whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues, we've all been in situations where tensions run high. The instinct is to defend yourself, to argue your side, to try and win. But sometimes, silence can be the most powerful tool during a conflict. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but not speaking right away can diffuse the tension. In many conflicts, both sides need time to process and calm down. In my experience, taking a pause in the middle of an argument often leads to better solutions. The silence can break the cycle of escalating emotions, allowing both parties to think more clearly. The conflict seems less urgent, and you can approach it with a more level head, making it easier to find a resolution. Number 6. When you're criticized. Criticism can feel like a personal attack, especially if it's unexpected or feels unfair. Have you ever been criticized in front of others, or received feedback that made you defensive? It's natural to want to respond and defend yourself. But instead of reacting in the moment, try silence. When someone criticizes you, take a breath and resist the urge to explain yourself right away. Silence gives you the space to reflect on the feedback. The truth is, sometimes criticism holds valuable insights, even if it's hard to hear. When you give yourself the chance to absorb the criticism, you can learn from it instead of reacting defensively. Over time, this approach can help you grow, both personally and professionally. Number 7. When you're being gossiped about. Hearing that someone is talking behind your back can be painful. Your first reaction might be to confront the person or to try and clear up the misunderstandings. But engaging with gossip rarely ends well. Instead, take a step back and don't get involved. Gossip thrives on drama, and by staying silent, you let it die out naturally. You also avoid adding fuel to the fire. Silence in this situation helps preserve your dignity. It sends the message that you're not going to engage in childish behavior, and the more you ignore the gossip, the less impact it will have on your life. Number 8. When you're not sure what to say. There are times when you're put on the spot and you just don't know how to respond. Maybe someone asks a question you weren't expecting, or you're in a conversation where the right words don't come easily. In these situations, silence is your friend. Instead of forcing an answer or filling the silence with something that might not be right, give yourself a moment to think. It's perfectly okay to take a pause. This gives you time to gather your thoughts and craft a more meaningful response. Silence doesn't mean you don't have anything to say. It means you're taking the time to say something worth saying. Number 9. When words won't help. There are moments in life when nothing you say can fix the situation. Maybe a friend is going through a difficult time or experiencing a loss. In those moments, the best thing you can do isn't speak, it's to be present. silence can offer more comfort than any words. Just being there for someone without trying to fix their pain with words creates a deeper connection. Sometimes, all we need is someone to sit with us, to share the space, and to show that they care. In those moments, silence becomes a powerful form of support. It's a reminder that sometimes words just aren't necessary, and your presence speaks louder than anything else. Silence. It's more than just the absence of noise. It's the space where you find your true strength. The Stoics understood that true greatness doesn't come from a loud presence, but from the ability to keep the storm inside you calm. Thank you for watching. Remember, silence isn't the absence of words, but the presence of clarity.